Leo, this is your November reading for 2016. It incorporates both your love as well as your general forecast. Right, the first card that comes up is the Obstacles card. Now, this is the theme of your month. And before you worry about all the obstacles coming up, that's not necessarily the case. For some of you, if you have not dealt with what needs to be dealt with those things that you know is on your list of things that should be taken care of, you're going to find obstacles in your life. Because the universe wants you to take care of the things you have put off, that you put to one side because you do not feel like dealing with them. But for those of you that have taken care of the things that you need to take care of, you'll now see the obstacles starting to disappear from your life. Your road ahead will start to clear. So keep that in mind. If you come across obstacles this month, it's all about the fact that you have not taken care of the things you know you should take care of. All of us have a list of those things, but every now and then the universe decides, right, it's time now to take care of that list of things. And for Leo, November's your month to do that. Right, then the first card that comes up for your month says that don't hurry things. There's something that's reaching a culmination, reaching fruition, no pun intended, seeing the grapes in that picture. And don't rush the last few steps as it comes to fruition. Because if you leave it to ripen as such by itself, naturally, then there will be an inflow of abundance, material abundance, emotional abundance, happiness, you name it, it will come in. But let it ripen in its own time as such. And then where your love life and partnerships and relationships are concerned, that card says you need to decide what it is that you want. Very clearly, you need to have a clear picture in your mind of what it is that you want, because then the universe is prepared to deliver it for you. But if you are vacillating, if you're not sure, if you want this today and then you decide, no, you want that tomorrow, then the universe has a bit of a difficult time delivering exactly what you want. Pay attention in life in general, because there's a message coming in for you, an omen coming in for you. The universe is going to send you a very clear indication of the direction you should be taking in life. Then that card of the fox looking back with suspicion, I'm so inclined to say, don't look at the message with suspicion. Don't look at it with, it can't be that. I'm sure it isn't that. It isn't that. Trust me, that message is exactly what it is meant to be. And when you see it, you will know that is what it is. And it's pointing the direction for you to take. Then where relationships are concerned, it's time to take a time out. It's time to spend some time by yourself, some quiet time by yourself. You'll see this comes up later in your reading again. You need time out to regroup, to gather, and more importantly than anything else, to sit free of other people's, I want to say interference. That's the word that comes to mind. But their thoughts about you, what you should be doing, what your love life is like, etc., etc. You don't want that outside input for now. You need to actually be looking for internal guidance, in other words, guidance from the universe, guidance from your angels, from God, from spirit. So you need quiet time alone to do that. Then the card comes up that says it's time to pull yourself toward yourself. You need to collect all those fragmented parts of yourself. I think you're pulling yourself in too many different directions. You're also having too many internal conversations with yourself. You're doing too many different things. Instead of centering, focusing, and pulling yourself towards yourself, in other words. It says pull all those parts of yourself together that are distracted, doubtful, fearful. Because there's major change happening in your life at the moment. It's fundamental change. This card, I always think, is change that's happening in the roots of you that you may not even always be quite physically aware of, but you're aware of the discomfort, the doubts, the fears, sort of the things bubbling to the surface as this change takes place. But you need to focus a bit here. You need to get direction. You need to think clearly and stop letting so much of that internal chatter and clutter and outward chatter and clutter in your life. Do away with that. Try and center yourself here. Then where your love life, your relationships and partnerships are concerned, do stay optimistic about this area of your life. If it has been going through some trials and tribulations and it's not working out the way you wanted to, expected to, it could possibly just be a cycle, or yes, it's a cycle that possibly could end in a certain way, but you need to remain optimistic about it, because it's that optimistic energy, it's that optimism that is busy creating the future of your relationships for you. Then a bit later in the month, you start feeling more of a sense of belonging. I think once you start pulling all those fragmented parts of yourself together, you stop listening to that internal dialogue and chatting so much on the outside, and get rid of the doubts and the fears. To a certain extent, one never gets rid of it completely. You start quietening down a bit, and you start feeling more at home with what you're doing, where you are, what your profession is, your surroundings. You start feeling a sense of ease coming in with that, because that next card also says the storm starts to clear and the sun starts coming out. So definitely, I'd say sort of halfway through, more later, say towards the 3rd week of November, you'll start getting this feeling. And because you now start feeling this, a sense of more ease, a sense more of belonging, less doubt, fears, etc., you'll find a new love, not only for if you're with someone in a permanent relationship, you'll find you start feeling that love again for them. But for those of you that have been looking for a partnership or relationship, you'll find one suddenly turning up in your life, because your internal, shall we say, fragmentation has now come to as much of an end as it does for us human beings. You have a better energy about you, so you draw somebody better into your life, or your relationship takes on a better aspect. You feel that new love again. Then it says that know that you're creating your destiny. What you do, what you say, what you think, all creates your destiny, because you're creating an energy field with those thoughts, with those actions. And if you find the same situations occurring in your life, if you're going round and round in seemingly the same circles, you actually now have the opportunity to clear that up. That is what that obstacle cards in the beginning spoke about as well. Leo needs to clear something in their life, and it's possibly, well, not possibly, that's where it does start. It's an internal clearance first. And I think it's about quietening inside, and about doubting what you're doing less, doubting where you're going less, doubting who you're with less. Just taking a quieter attitude towards it all, and then also taking care, that whip card, that number 11 card, of those things that need to be taken care of. You need to clear up and clear out those things that are building up in your life. And often when we don't take care of the things that need to be taken care of, eventually in our minds there are these insurmountable obstacles. And in fact, when you tackle it, task by task, thing by thing, you'll be amazed how quickly you will move through it. And once you start moving through those things that you know you need to get done, then true love enters your life. So then you find your partnership, if you're in a partnership, starts taking on an entirely different aspect, an entirely different feeling. And by this time, if you watch my readings, you know I'll say that. Change one aspect of your life and your entire life shifts with it. And for those of you that have been looking for someone, true love now turns up. That new love that you met, that last set of cards, this is the real thing. This is real love. Now your guidance for this month, the first card that comes up says that if you've never had a broken heart, you'll never know how to love. Quite harsh, that. But I think what it is saying is, once you've felt heartache, if it's love or if it's disappointment or if it's rejection, however it's made in your life, you come into contact with that part of your heart. And when you come into contact with that depth of feeling, then you can feel that depth of feeling. I think that is what that card speaks about more than anything else. Then that next card says, enjoy the sanctuary of solitude, it to regain self-esteem and tranquility. So once again, that is coming up. You need time out alone. And that means away from your electronic gadgets as well. Away from TVs, away from tablets, iPads, iPods, cell phones, you name it. You need time out from all of that. You need time out from outside input other than your internal guidance and what nature can offer you as well. And then yes, definitely you'll see your self-esteem, that doubt, that constant doubt that's plaguing you at the moment about your direction in life and where you are and who you are, you'll find that starts dissipating. So give that a go. And then, Leo, you end your month with be true to your heart. So this card says follow your heart, not your intellect. You may need to make a decision, and it's probably heart-centered. Okay, this decision is in your heart. It's not about your practical life. As much as you may be feeling that what is happening is about your practical life, it's heart-centered. Have a look at that. Do what you know is best for your heart in the long run. Trust yourself and do not let others' opinions sway you. I think that is also why the universe is suggesting you spend a bit of time away from noise, input, interference, etc., so that you can find your heart center again, because your heart is definitely trying to tell you something. Right, Leo, if you would like a personal forecast, we can take a look at exactly how this is playing out in your particular life, because as I always say, the story is going to have different aspects, and more important aspects of it in each Leo's life. It will be slightly different. You can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com or book a reading via the website. Both web addresses are on the owl picture, which is showing now. Also, you can take that option at the beginning of the video. It explains how, where you choose your own cards. And then for a small fee, I'll read them for you. This is really good fun, and it works exceptionally well. It really, really gives the most incredible readings. Plus, we have a bit of interaction during the readings as well, which is highly enjoyable. Right, and I do hope that you found this reading enjoyable. Thank you for watching and listening.